Will is the key. Willpower. I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. I don't know much as you do, I'm sure. I'm sure everybody in here is more learned than I, much more of a scholar than I. But I know about coming back from seemingly unsurmountable odds. I know about coming back from when doctors tell you that you can't or that you shouldn't. Oh, you're too old. You shouldn't be. You should sit down somewhere and take it easy. So you should sit down, sir, because of your diagnosis, and don't do a damn thing. Bullshit. Hell no. Every time I go to the doctor, they tell me what I shouldn't be doing, and what I should be doing, and what I won't do, and what I can't do. And I politely go out the door and do whatever the fuck I want to do. And I'm gonna do that until they throw dirt on top of me. This is my life. And I choose to live it the way I want to live it. I won't let you decide how I live this life. I don't care how long or short it is. It's mine, motherfucker. And I'm gonna use it how I see fit. Stories of extreme will. People that came through something or circumstances that they were not supposed to go through. You just ain't supposed to be able to do it. But he did it any goddamn way. It is impossible until some crazy son of a bitch has the audacity to believe that no matter what the expert or the doctor says, I can still do that shit. And if you don't believe it, just sit your ass down over there and watch me do it.
Okay, we got our frozen packet hamburger. Microwave. And put that for 333. Got our containers here. Some fucking spaghetti sauce. So I do like a quarter cup. That's 30 calories. And there's a shitload of garlic in this. In case you're wondering why I use spaghetti sauce, it moistens my meal up, plus there's a shitload of garlic in there. We gotta have garlic. That's done. That side. Then we get our potatoes. Just yellow potatoes. They're better for mashing. A lot of people use sweet potatoes, but I don't think my potatoes should taste like fucking sugar. That's pretty disgusting. So it's still a potato, and it's still got the vitamins that I need. Don't ask me how, but there was a lot of thought that went into this diet, making sure I have every single vitamin, everything I need. Don't ask me what, I couldn't recall, but I've written it down somewhere, but these are the foods I narrowed it down to. So we'll tear that off. And, okay, my spoon here. There's nothing in my potatoes. It's just straight boiled mash. No, nothing. So we get that, throw that in there. So we want 50 grams. That's one. 2. Come on, motherfucker. There we go. I had it right the first time. Potatoes weighs so much. It's ridiculous. And what I used to do is I used to have these meals like twice the size but twice a day. And now I'm trying to eat every, well, I'd usually try and get 6 meals in, instead of just having the 2 at the same nutrition and macros count. Because basically what they're saying is the reason you have to eat all the time, well, especially your protein anyways, is because you can't store protein like you can fat and carbs. So once it's in you, you assimilate it and that's it. So what they're saying is, well, you don't have any protein going through your body the rest of the day. My theory was, well, how do you know? If I'm taking in 50 grams of protein at 2 o'clock, how do you know my body doesn't require 100 grams at that time? So how the fuck do you know? So you don't. I don't fucking know. And just listening to people that are saying their piece, right? So I started doing this, I think 2 weeks now. I'm going to see how I feel. I really enjoyed, I preferred eating the big meals. Like when I get home from and I train, I have this great big fucking massive meal. So I would have like basically 3 of these after I train, normally. And then after work, before bed, I would have the other 3. I really like doing it that way. I did. But best bodybuilders in the world eat every fucking 3 to 4 hours, right? So obviously there must be something to it. So I'm gonna try it and see how I feel. The first week was fucked up. It felt like I always had to take a shit. Didn't like it at all. Especially before I went to work out, because usually I'd be working out on an empty stomach. Now I get up at 2 in the morning and I have a fucking meal, and it's like, I don't know. So my body is adjusted to it now. It's not too bad. But I get what they're saying about metabolizing everything sooner and that. But my only argument is, what if my body requires a certain amount of calories and a certain amount of food and a certain amount of like protein and carbs at any given time? You know, but I get the theory that you can't store protein. So that part of it makes sense. Logically. Alright, so now we need 50 grams of pasta. I'm a little over, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not training for a fucking contest here. I just want to get as big as fuck. Okay. That. The great thing about doing my meals like this is it's really easy to adjust the calories. If I want more protein, I add a little bit of hamburger. If I want less carbs, I cut down on the pasta or the potato, or fuck, it's like so easy to do. And when you see what else goes into this, it's like, it's so fucking delicious. I could eat this forever. But I do get the cravings, you know, chips, licorice, Walmart chocolate bars. You know, I don't make a habit of it, but when the craving hits me, it hits me. But I'll only eat junk like chips and chocolate and candy. I'll only eat that stuff after I fucking train. After I train. Any other time is pretty limited. I'm pretty good at sticking with it. Keeping the junk food for only after I train. So sometimes, that's why I love training twice a day, because that's an excuse to have some Walmart milk chocolate. Because after the gym, I get to train, maybe throw half an hour of cardio on top of that. Fuck, I can eat 2 of those chocolate bars and feel fantastic about it. You get those quick carbs after I train. Okay, those put aside. So, let's get some hamburger going. fucking, okay, it doesn't matter. Figure that out later. Another scrunchy scrunch. Just lean ground beef. It's usually 20, well, extra lean because I boil the fat away. 26 grams of protein and 150 calories for 100 grams. So, oh, I'm going to tear that off. Come on, Modi, Tabernac. Okay, 20. So, what did I say, 100? So, we got 100 grams of these. 100 grams. 107. There we go. That there. And put it here. No, it's very rare I'm going to do these food videos. I haven't done a food video in so long. Reason? Because they're boring as fuck. But, in case you want to know what I eat, and it's a nice reminder to me too, because I got papers all over the place, so it's a good reminder of what I eat and what I did work, what worked and what didn't. So I've had a few different types of recipes for what I wanted to achieve, and this one so far I love the best. And I don't feel fucking bloated, I don't feel gassy. Don't get me wrong, when I was eating twice a day after that big meal, fuck, I was bloated as fuck. But after my nap, I get up, an hour after that nap, I feel pretty damn good. And I have energy all day. This is a different thing, we're getting used to it though now though, so it's not too bad. Like I said, logically it makes sense to do this, because I had no idea that protein isn't stored like fat and carbohydrates. It's assimilated right away. So if your body doesn't use up, say when you eat and your body is repairing itself and it only needs 50 grams and you take in 100, well, you're going to absorb and use that 100, but only 50 grams of it will go to rebuilding tissue, right? The rest maybe go to energy or whatever else the fucking body does with it. I'm no nutritionist, but I think you guys get the deal and the logic behind why the top bodybuilders in the world eat 6 to 12 times a day. But before I do anything, I like to try stuff, you know, see how I feel, and regardless of what people say, I like to try my own thing, you know. So now we gotta hit with the cheese. A lot of people don't put dairy in there, but this is I gotta have the dairy a little bit. So I do a little bit of cheese, and I got the cream in my coffee, so my calcium's covered, right? I fucking hate taking supplements now. Now I'm like, I don't want to take any vitamins or nothing, but what I do take is omega-3s, and I take vitamin C, because obviously you don't see a lot of vitamin C in my diet, except for maybe the spaghetti sauce. And I'll show you, I eat broccoli, but only once a day. I'll show you I'll show you that in a second, what I do. Well, I shouldn't say once a day. I'll put broccoli with one of these meals whenever in my meal after I train. So I don't have the broccoli if I don't train. But I will take the vitamin C. A little bit of this. And this has, what I'm using here is about 25 calories, 3 grams of protein for the cheese. And then that's it. So what I'll do is I'll add 100 grams of broccoli to the mix after I train. And then I also have here smoked oysters. I usually have 30 grams of those after I train only. And fuck it, they're so good after I train. Mouth just set for them, I don't know why, but it's so tasty. I could eat like 4 cans at once, but gotta stick to our shit, right? And that's fucking it. Did I miss anything? Oh, yes, the pied de resistance. So what I do is I boil a bunch of eggs and leave them in the fridge. And then what I do is I get a container, like so. I'll peel them, throw them in a container like this, and just turn the hot water on. And while one of these is cooking for 3 minutes, these are like warm enough that I can just crumple them up and spread them on top of the pasta dishes. I add a little bit of salt and I stir it up, and fucking voila, meal is ready to go. So good, so easy, so quick. And I'll just prep all the stuff, throw it in the fucking fridge. When I start running out of food, I take a day and I just cook all my shit. It's very easy. Of course, it does take time, but it's still easy. You know? And that is it. Anything else you want to say? I don't know. Probably not. Excuse me. Peel the tape off the phone. So you guys still haven't told me if you want me to do that TRT video. Either you don't care, or you didn't watch the videos where I was talking about it, or you don't care. But I'm going to do it anyways because I looked online and no one does the protocols that I do, and I think it's important to do it, so eventually I'll do it. So we're going to get our lids and pop those fuckers on like so. Like that. And last one. That's it. Easy peasy, Japanese. Some might be wondering if I use a protein powder. Answer, fucking no. Would I like to? Yeah, but it's a waste of fucking money. When you work out the math for protein powders, it doesn't make sense to buy them. Like I used to use them all the time in the past, but when you break down the price of protein per gram and the quality of protein you're getting, you know, protein isolate, the best you can get, the numbers just don't add up. You're paying like, what did I figure it out to be? I wrote it down somewhere, but it's retarded. I'm looking at the price per gram ratio compared to ground beef. I'm like, stupidest fucking thing in the world to buy a protein powder. Doesn't make any sense. None. I guess like it'd be like only for convenience, but what? Convenience for what? Get up in the middle of the night so you can make a protein shake? Well, I just pop one of these fucking things in the microwave. It takes 3 minutes. Blend the protein shakes, what? Takes 30 seconds? So it just doesn't logically make sense to spend extra fucking money on protein powder. Now, mind you, whey isolate absorbs quicker, so probably would be really good after a workout. So I think if I had unlimited resources and I could actually waste money like that, then I would use a whey protein. But then the only time I would probably use it would be after I train to get the protein right away. But I'm usually home in a half an hour anyway, so fuck that, the protein powders. Anyways, that's just my opinion. Do whatever the fuck you want. Waste your fucking money. Unless, of course, you're being paid to say you love protein powders. And that's a different story altogether. Because a man's got to make a living, right? Alright, so see you guys again. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. God bless you all. See you guys again. My name is Scotty Trom. And remember to smash the like button. Smash the subscribe button. This episode is brought to you by Six Store, guaranteed to make you big as fuck! And special thanks to Working Hands. It's the shit!